Hi everyone. Hey guys, welcome to this Facebook live show, and I can see some of your comments already. So guys, if you can see and you can hear me, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. And first thing first, if you can see and hear me, guys, help me just type a one in the chat. There should be a chat at the bottom on the right if you're using YouTube. So we're kind of like streaming this on Facebook and YouTube as well. So I see a few of you guys, the comments over here. So just let me know if everything is working fine. Just let me type one. Hi Flora, I think some of you are already typing the stocks that you want a quick opinion on. Leo, you're asking about IFAST. Lynette, hi. Alice, hi. Anthony, you're asking about CDL. Not to worry, guys. Later we'll cover the stocks that you guys are asking about. We'll do a live poll, right? But before I do that, let me just take this opportunity to thank all of you for being here. Hi, Alex. Good to see you here. I see many familiar names. Hi, Jenny. Hi, David. Tom, Alice, Ray. Awesome. Okay, it seems like this is working, guys. So a lot of you are typing one. Hi, Kai-Bing, Edwin, Jenny. So I try to put your names right here just to acknowledge you guys. So I'm sure you can see your picture or your names over here. So thank you so much, guys. Hi, Doris, Ray, Cecilia, Pauline, Ang Lian. Awesome. So this is working, guys. So welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stocks, right? So today we'll be looking at the Singapore market, and as the name goes for this live show, you will be able to ask me those stocks that you want a quick opinion on the Singapore market. But don't do that right now. Don't type your stocks here, because if you do that right now, you can see that your stocks will be lost in all the comments thread already. So later I'll share with you how you can ask your stocks right in a bit. But essentially what we will do is, we will have a quick section whereby you let me know what stocks you want. I'll choose the most popular. We'll do a live poll, and we'll kind of like choose the top like 5 or 10 most popular stocks that a lot of you are asking about, and I'll do a live kind of like analysis on these stocks that you guys are asking about, right? So first thing first, we'll do a quick market outlook as well, and make sure you stay all the way to the end, guys, because if you stay all the way to the end, that's where after covering the stocks that you guys are asking about, that's where I will share with you one or two stocks that I like that perhaps you can also put in your watch list for the short or mid-term is in 2023. Does that sound good, right? So if that sounds all right, guys, type a yes in the chat if you're ready to begin, and maybe I can do a quick market outlook first. Just type yes in the chat if you are ready to go ahead. Let me know. Type yes in the chat. All right, so yes. Hi, David. Yes, awesome. So I'm glad that this is working, because I think in the Facebook live session, I think last month it got cut off halfway. So you have like more than 50 of you on board already. I'm glad that many of you are still on board, because I thought that you might be really busy because of Chinese New Year preparation and all that. Okay, good. So now let's move on to the quick market outlook. Before we do that, guys, I want to do a quick poll, right? So okay, just a quick disclaimer, guys. Whatever they shared today is just for education purpose only, the usual disclaimer that we share. All right, so please do your own due diligence as well. All right. Okay, so here's what you need to do, right? So to participate in the live poll, what you need to do, let me just go to pull out this link, all right, and share with you guys. And that's where you can participate in this live poll, first of all, right? So let me just go to share it with everyone right here. Okay, so that is the link, right? So you can just go to this website, www.slido.com, and the code is AMAS13. So before I do a quick market outlook, would it be okay if I just do a quick poll, all right, so that all of you can participate a little bit and let me know your thoughts on the stock market in 2023, right? So just click on the link, or just click on the link, guys. I've just placed the link in the comment. Let me know if it's working, guys. If that's working, just type working, all right, so that I know that the link is working. But essentially, after clicking on the link, you will be able to participate in this this live poll. All right, I've done a live poll already. Let me just. Okay, seems like it is working. So let me know, guys. All right, so it seems like it's working. All right, hey, but I can't seem to see the poll. Let me just show. Okay, let me just refresh, because I should be able to see the poll, all right, in terms of the results. Let me just see, guys. But there are no active polls at the moment. Thanks, Edwin. Okay, But right, there should be a poll whereby you guys can participate in this. Okay, no worries. Let me just go ahead to pull out the link again and share it. All right. So, okay, got it. Okay, let me just go to share this right here. So I think there should be a live poll. I've placed the link. Let me just grab the link again and share it with you guys right over here. Okay, I think it's working, guys. So this is a live poll. You can see the results right now. So just a very quick, poll before we talk about the market for 2023. What is your view? What is your view on the stock market as we begin 2023, right? So you can see, guys, this is a live poll. Just help me out here. Just do a live poll so that you can see what are your thoughts right here. What are most of you guys thinking? Is it like still bearish? Is it like, get out, no idea, 2023 will be a bullish year, we may have already have bottom, or to get out on any rebound? So let me know, just participate in this poll. Click on the link in the chat right there and participate in this live poll before we talk about the market. Okay, so let me just pause for a few moments. Okay, so yes, guys, so this is like kind of like a live poll that we are doing right now, all right, to kind of get a view on what are your thoughts on the stock market this year. So you can see that still bearish. Some of you are saying 32% still bearish. 26% think that will be a bullish year. 11% think that it has already bottomed. 5% thinks that it can get up on any rebound. Maybe it's still weak, so you can get up on any rebound because overall it's still weak. But mostly you can see that most of you are kind of like a little bit no idea. Please help to analyze. I'll do that in a bit. Most of you are bearish as well for this year. Okay, it's kind of like moving right now. So this is like a live poll. So you can just go to www.slido.com, open a new tab, and key in the code AMAS13, right? That is the code AMAS13. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook live session called Ask Me Any Stock. So what happens, guys, if you're doing a live poll right now, just to get your thoughts on the stock market before I dive into the market itself, maybe we'll look at the STI, right? So right now you can see that what are you guys are thinking about? Is still bearish or is still bearish? No idea. All right. So let me just go ahead to just put it one side and let me go ahead to analyze the market. So guys, just type STI. How many of you want me to cover the STI, the Singapore market? Type STI in the chat. Just let me know. Type STI in the chat right now. All right, so we have a few of you coming on board. Okay, so I think most of you have just joined us. So guys, would it be okay if you help me to like and share as well? I think there should be a like and share button. Help me to just do a quick like and share so they can reach out to more people, and hit the heart shape button as well, or hit the heart shape button as well, so that we can reach out to more people. More people can come on board to share the stocks that they want a quick opinion on. Hopefully, we have a good poll, and I'll try to cover the most popular. So I see a lot of hearts and like as well. All right, thank you so much, guys. Awesome. Okay, very good. So STI, hi, Kumbre, welcome. Good to see you here, Pearson. April. Okay, good. So let's move on to talk about the STI right now and just give you an understanding of what has happened over the past year, all right, and what do we expect into this year as well. So this is the STI, all right. This is the STI right here, trading at about 3,276. So I would say that over the past year, beginning of 2022 to now, I think all of you would know that the main news affecting the market would be inflation being at a 4 decades high, and of course we started our rate hikes in March 2022. So up to now, we have about 7 rate hikes, and so far it seems like it is working. So 7 rate hikes, that push the Fed fund rates from about 0.25% all the way to about 4.25% currently, right? 4.25% currently. So 7 rate hikes, and the previous rate hike that we had last month was at 0.5% increase. So it's kind of like a step down, because before that we had 4 consecutive 0.75% rate hikes, and then finally last month it was 0.5%. So what happens is, over the past few months, there are some signs of inflation slowly cooling off, right? So that is a good thing. That's where the market is kind of right on that. So to see a bit of a rebound from some of those support levels. And, next month, the Fed has kind of like indicated that in terms of the rate hike, it will be maybe about 0.25%, right? Slightly lower, all right. So it's like we are kind of like slowing the pace of rate hike because this whole inflation, dipping is kind of like happening, right? So inflation is slowly coming down. So the main thing here is that if the inflation still remains high, then unfortunately the Fed have no choice but to hike rates. So thankfully, right? Thankfully, inflation is slowly coming down. So I think that for me, what happens is that I feel that for 2023, I think I mentioned in the past few months live videos as well that we might have already seen a bottom. All right. In fact, a few months back, I mentioned like 6 to 9 months time, we could have already bottom out or might see a bit of a reversal for the markets, right? In fact, for the STI right here, we have not really seen a heavy selling, right? We have been holding really well. In fact, we have been holding really well. All right, we kind of like found some really good support around the 3,000 level to 3050. We kind of like rebounded back up, and we are pretty much back to where we were. All right, in 2022, you can see pretty much back to where we were in 2022. We began, all right, about 3,250, went up, went down, went up, went down, and now we are pretty much back to square one. All right, same as we began in 2022. Same, all right? It's like back to 1 year ago, and we're back at the same level, of course, moving up and down along the way. All right, so STI was pretty much intact because we didn't really have much of those tech sector or high growth stocks like in the US, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ that sold off more than 20-30%. Those were more heavily hit because they have many of those high growth and tech stocks, right? Of course, in the Singapore market, the tech sector sold off as well, but we're still pretty defensive overall in the Singapore market. All right, so I'll say that for the STI right now, I would say that we are pretty much stabilized. You can see that this moving averages in the longer term. All right, this moving averages in longer term, this red and blue line was kind of like pointing up a little bit somewhere around 2022. We saw it come down. I mean, broke down certain support levels. Both of these lines started to point down. So a bit of a downtrend somewhere around like August, September. We sold off very badly. But you can see that past 1 month plus, this red and blue line, the longer term moving averages, okay, this is zooming for you. You can see that this red and blue line are starting to flatten out. So let me just draw it for you right now. So kind of like starting to flatten out, whereby it can shows that the mid to long term trend is not really down. All right, it's not really down. I mean, it was never like a down trend even last year. So right now, I would say that it isn't really down. In fact, it's kind of like flattening out right now, and we are kind of like consolidating, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign of a potential good move up in 2023, right? So it's a bit of a good sideways move. And of course, in the short term, we did see some resistance levels. So what is this resistance level that you want to take note of for the STI? All right, and that would be this level. I think I've drawn one line right here. That was what we call a resistance level. This is none other than the 3,300 level. Look at this, right, guys? We touched it since like last year, May. All right, about it was a support. We broke down. It became a resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, even like last week we touched. So about 4 or 5 times we touched the 3,300 level, and we just couldn't get past it. In fact, I think last week we kind of attempted to go above, but in the market weakened and we kind of like came back down below this 3,300. So 3,300 will be a kind of like a very, very key level for us to see more upside in the next few weeks or maybe in the next few months of the second quarter if we want to see more strength in 2023, right? After 3,300 level, then we might see more upside, all right, all the way up to as it come like reverse up higher, all right, to retest, all right, the recent high that we've seen, and that was last year high around that 3,400, right, 3,450 level. You can see right here, this was pretty much the point where it touched about 1, 2 times, a bit of a double top, and we sold off. So same thing, that will be the high, right? 3,003. If we do break that, maybe about 3,004 to 3,450. That could be the upside for the STI, right? So yeah, just take note of this level right here, the 3,003. So overall, I think that the STI looks quite good. In fact, we have staged quite a good rebound. The banks have rebounded, leading to a push in the entire market. All right, and that is why I think the STI still looks quite good. So later we look at some of the stocks that you guys are asking about. So hang in there. All right, later you can let me know the stocks that you want. You guys want a quick opinion. I think Raj, you're asking about IFAST as well. Pauline, IFAST. IFAST seems really popular. Try to cover it. Genting Singapore, SK. Awesome. Later I'll cover these stocks, right? Not to worry, we'll do a live poll in a bit. But this is the STI, right? So for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook live show. In case you have not met me before, my name is Choy, cocktail advisor, trader in Philip Securities. All right, and that's where I come like, share some of my ideas and kind of teach people how to trade the stock market with clarity. All right, so welcome here. Thank you so much for joining us right over here. And I hope to be able to add value to you guys over here, right? So now that we've covered STI, guys, How many of you want me to just take a look at maybe the Dow Jones just to give a bit of a comparison? Let me know. Just type Dow, D-O-W, type Dow, D-O-W in the chat if you want me to just do a quick coverage of the Dow Jones. Type D-O-W so that we know what's the difference between the US and the STI. Let me know. Type Dow, D-O-W in the chat. And hit the like and share button. Hit the like and share button, guys, so that if you do share this video, guys, this video will stay in your profile, your Facebook feed, all right, so that you can easily refer back to it again. So just hit the share button so that you can reach out to more people as well, and you have a record of this video in your Facebook feed. All right, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. So I see a lot of hearts and likes. Awesome. All right, so we have like more than 100 of you on board already. Welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stocks, guys. For those of you who have just joined us, we have pretty much done a live poll on the market, right? Done a live poll on the market whereby you guys have let me know your thoughts, and I'll share the STI. And now I think a lot of you are asking about the Dow Jones to do a bit of a comparison. Hi, Roger. Good to see you here. Roger Dow, Anthony, Joshua Dow, Hanyan, you're talking about NASDAQ. Okay, see, you have time for that. Danielle, hi, good to see you. Kitty, hi. Awesome. Okay, so a lot of new faces here. Some of you are familiar. I think some of you are my clients in Philips Securities. Hi, Wilson. Okay, very good. Awesome. So let's go on to talk about the Dow Jones right now. So Dow Jones Industrial Average. So this is Dow Jones. I think for all of you who know, Dow Jones DJIA is one of the, the main index in the US as well, apart from the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. All right, and this is it right here. So let's just do a quick comparison for Dow Jones. You can see that for Dow Jones, same thing. We have found a little bit of a bottom somewhere around that 29,000. Same thing like for the STI is about like the 3,000 level. So yeah, for Dow Jones about 29,000. You can see that for Dow Jones, we did sell off quite heavily in 2022. In fact, we sold off from peak early of 2022 by about 22%, and then we managed to see a bit of a bottom. But for STI, maybe about 13%. All right, so a bit of a kind of like a huge sell down. We saw a bottom. We were consolidating from like 29 to 30. Eventually, you can see we broke this 30,000 level, so to see a bit of upside, retrace back up. And I would say that now we are back to some consolidation right here. So there are also some signs of the trend, all right, turning not down. That means a bit of a stabilizing from down to a bit of sideways. So it doesn't just go from down to up like a V shape in like a month or two. All right, it doesn't work that way. All right, because the market stabilized, it might just consolidate a little bit, and then it might start to push higher again. Right. So in terms of the trend changing, right now we are a bit of a downtrend to a bit of a sideways trend. Why do I say that? Look at this right here. So same thing first. You can focus on this moving averages. You can see that right over here, this 100 days moving average, this red line, right? So that was pretty much in early of 2022, somewhere around like February, March. You see this red line cross down below the blue line, indicating a bit of a short-term, trend turning down in the mid to long term. All right, so that was like the 100 days moving average below the 200 days moving average, right? You can see the red is still below the blue, but right now this red and the blue line, so the red and blue line 100 days moving average and the blue line, the 200 days moving average, both of them are pretty much moving sideways, a little bit. So it shows like, it's not really like down like, in Feb or March last year, or maybe even in June, both of these lines are pointing down, prices below it. It's not that good. It's a bit more bearish, but right now you can see that prices or the entire index have gone above the moving averages, this red and blue line. And of course, this red and blue line, the 100 days and the 200 days moving average are still flattening out. They're kind of like flattening out. They're not really pointing down. In fact, if we consolidate here, the next few months, this red line, all right, this red line might eventually turn up and might cross back above that blue line, like what we saw over here. It crossed back down. Now it might cross back up. If that happens, that could be a sign of a reversal starting to take shape, right? So what is the key level or the consolidation that we are seeing right now? I would say that the consolidation would be this level right here, and that would be this bar that I've drawn right here, the green bar, all right, from that 32,500. So 32,500 level, you can see a bit of a support here. Also where the longer term moving averages are, all right here, 32,500, all the way to this level, which is that 34,500, right? 34,500. You can see right over here, we kind of like touch about 1, 2. In fact, a few days back we touched, and we are coming back down again. So that is the range, right? 32,500 to 34,500, about 2,000 range for the entire index. We might just consolidate here in the next few months, which is fine. I mean, as long as we stay above that 32,500, these moving averages are all still sideways. I think the market still looks quite good. We may eventually consolidate. And as I say, right, if we do break this like 34,500, that is where potentially, all right, we may see some strength, or we may see some strength in the market towards the previous high, all right, that was in 2021, all right, as you push even higher, or that's where the market can retrace back to that previous high. So that's a good sign. All right, so I would say that, same thing like what I mentioned just now. I think the market has more or less like, found a little bit of bottom, right, because of the fact that we have rebounded very strongly from this support. In fact, we can't attempt to find a new high, all right? So that was like the high, but we are pretty much back to that previous high or even slightly higher. So that's a sign of strength in the market. And, it seems like the market has come like bottom. And of course, there are some signs of the trend turning up as well. All right. So yeah, I think it looks quite good for 2023. I think this whole thing about, inflation, about rate hikes, people are more or less, I come hearing about this for the past 1 year, all right, and so far, as I say, this inflation is slowly coming down, it's working, all right, and I would say there's lesser cause for concern, right, and now people are worried that if the Fed were to hike rates too much, it might lead to a recession, right? This whole recession word came out over the past like 4-5 months, and that's what could potentially happen. So the Fed is also kind of like afraid to just aggressively hike. They're like slowing the pace of rate hike, which is good. Of course, inflation is coming down, and they want to do what we call a soft landing to make sure that the economy is able to withstand it. And then, of course, now there are some company news and earnings results coming out, which is still quite okay, some not so good. But overall, I think the economy is just slowing down slightly, right? So the Fed want to be careful not to be too aggressive in hiking rates anymore. All right, so this is the Dow Jones, right? This is Dow Jones right here, all right? So pretty much, I think we have covered the markets already. We've covered the STI and the Dow Jones. So let me just go ahead to dive into the stocks that you guys are asking about, right? So very quickly, let me just go ahead to do that right now. And let's see, right? So okay, so for those of you who have just joined us, very simple. Right now, we're going to do a live poll. All right, we're going to do a live poll of the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion. So in this Ask Me Any Stocks Facebook Live show, basically we'll be doing a live poll. And that is where you can let me know what stocks you want covered. All right, so just hang in there. I will just kind of pull out the app whereby we can do a live poll right now. All right, so let me just show this right here. Okay, good. So this is it right here, guys. Let me just go ahead to share the link with you guys again. For those of you who have just joined us, we can do a live poll right here. I just placed the link in the chat, right? In the chat, in the comments below. Just click on it, or you can go to www.slido.com. The code is AMAS13, right? AMAS13, or just simply click on the link I placed in the comments, and that's where you can let me know what are the stocks that you want a quick opinion on, right? So very simple, guys. Just 3 stocks per person, all right? Make sure just 3 stocks, not more, not less, right? Just 3 stocks per person. 1 stock, 1 line, all right? Don't put all in 1 line, guys, because we cannot do a tally, all right? 1 Singapore stock, 1 line, 1, 2, 3, submit. That's it, right? Just 3 stocks, guys. I'll just take a few minutes, guys, to let numbers roll in. So we have like more than 10 or 20 of you coming on board to participate in this live poll. 1 stock, 1 line, and I think you can see. Let me know, guys, if you're able to see this live poll and it's working. You can kind of like participate in it. Let me know. Just type a yes if that is working, all right, so that I know that we're on the right track, all right? All right, so I think some of you are typing your stock is working. Thank you so much. Hi, Chiweng. Thank you, Kitty. Yes, yes. Anthony, yes. Awesome. All right, I think some of you are typing your stocks over here, like Li Chang, you're talking about Apple, Yang Zhejiang, Anthony, Samudara for don't mind Li Tiang, all right, and also Wilson, they're talking about OCBC. I think OCBC is right here. So what happens, guys? Don't type your stocks over here because we can't do a poll, or we can't tally if you type it over here. So help me to click on the link. Click on the link, the www.slido.com link. I just placed in the chat. Okay, let me just place it one more time. All right, let me just place the link one more time. I just placed the link in the chat, guys. Just click on the link and you can participate in the poll that you're seeing right here, right? Nothing complicated, guys. Click on the link, participate in live poll. let me know 3 Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on. Very simple, all right? Just 3 Singapore stocks. You want a quick opinion on 1 stock, 1 line, total 3 stocks, 3 lines, submit. That's it, right? So don't type your stocks over here because I think Anthony, you're talking about CBL. Christopher, Genting Singapore. So I believe you have already typed it in the what? Tesla. Tesla is a US stock, so we're covering Singapore stocks today. Wilson, thank you. Samudara. So type it in the link, all right, and the studio, so we can do a live poll. Elaine, you're asking about IFAST. Okay, just type it in the chat, in the link. Okay, good. So once this is done, guys, just a few more minutes, 1 or 2 more minutes. So I think we have quite a bit of stock. So I think you can see this happening right now in the live poll as well. This is live, guys. I mean, yeah. So this is live. So I think right now we have quite a few. Okay, help me to like and share, guys. Help me to like and share, so that we can have more people take part in the poll as well. Like and share. Thank you so much. Right, like and share, and hit the heart button as well. Hit the heart shake button as well. Okay, Angeline, you're asking about SIA Engineering. Just click on the link, Angeline. I've placed the link in the comments. Click on the link, all right, and participate in the live post. You can see my screen right here in the background right here, whereby it is moving because people are taking part in the live poll, right? Jim as well, take part in the live poll. Just click on the link in the chat, and you can just click on the link there, and that's where you can take part in the live poll, all right? Thanks, Jim. Okay, awesome. Oh, I see a lot of hearts and likes. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. Hit the like and share button, guys, so we can reach out to more people. Okay, very good. So this is a live poll. For those of you who are new, all right, you've not seen me before, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. So we have, what happens is that we have done a quick coverage of the market. I kind of like done a quick run through of what has happened over the past year. We look at the STI, we look at the Dow Jones, and right now we are kind of like looking at the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on in the Singapore market. So make sure you stay all the way to the end. Right? Stay all the way to the end, because if you stay all the way to the end, that's where, after covering all the stocks that you guys are asking about, then my turn, right? It's my turn to share with you, all right, 1 or 2 stocks that I personally like, all right, and perhaps you could also put in your watch list. Does it make sense? All right, so make sure you stay all the way to the end. Okay, very good. So Angelique, done. Awesome. Thank you. Done. Thanks. Genting, done. All right, so yeah, just go ahead to type it, take part in the poll, click on the link in the chat, right? Click on the link in the chat, participate, and put your stocks right here. Okay, so I think we can just do a quick live polling right now. Let me just look at the number. Right, just a few more seconds, guys. 20 more seconds. For those of you who are just joining us, take part in the live poll. Let me know what are 3 Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on. I'll do my best to cover the top 8 or 10. Right? Okay. So it seems like number 1 we have like UOB. All right, UOB. Quite a lot of people are asking about UOB. All right, UOB. Next, we have what we call Geo Energy as well. Geo Energy. All right, so let me just go to tabulate the live poll. Okay, next we have Rex INTL, Rex International. We have IFAST. IFAST seems like a really popular one. I'm not too sure why. Okay, we have SIA as well. SIA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Okay, so I've just picked 5 stocks right now, guys. The first one will be like UOB, number 2, Geo Energy, number 3, Rex International, number 4, IFAST, number 5, SIA. Let's see what's number 6. 6 would be one. Wait. Okay, so it seems like it's changing, guys. Let me just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay, seems like OCBC as well. OCBC is coming up right now. Okay, that's number 6. Maybe number 7 we have, wow, okay, it's kind of like changing. Let me just see, right? We have, okay, let me just see, right? We have AEM as well. So I hope, guys, this is like what I'm sharing right now, and I hope that this is the stock that you guys are asking about. I'm kind of like picking the most popular, those that have like more than 20, 30 votes. We have even, yeah, we have Keppel Corp as well. Okay, and maybe final one would be like Genting Singapore, right? Genting Singapore, that is quite popular as well, all right? Okay, very good. So guys, let me just really, of course, we have more time. I'll try to cover a little bit more stocks, but let me just go ahead to share with you the stocks that all of you are asking about, the more popular ones. Okay, and if, as I say, at the end of it all, I'll share with you one or two stocks that I like. You can put in your watch list as well. But now these are the top 8 or 9 stocks that you guys like. So let me just name it before we go through it very quickly. Number 1, that would be UOB. Number 2, Geo Energy. Number 3, Rex International, IFAST, SIA, OCBC. Number 7, AEM. Number 8, Keppel Corp. Number 9, Genting Sing. Is that what you guys are asking about? I hope that this is what you guys are asking about, guys. So we have pretty much done a live poll. Let me know if that sounds good. Just type yes in the chat if you want me to go ahead to get started to analyze the stocks that you guys have asked. Right? Type yes in the chat before we go ahead. All right? Okay, very good. Okay, yes. All right, so we have more than 100 of you on board. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, I thought that there might be a fewer turnout today because of Chinese New Year preparation on that. So really get to see all of you over here as well. All right, so let me go ahead to look at the stocks. The first one will be none other than this company called UOB, right? UOB, I'll try to cover it right now. So this is UOB, trading about 29.21. So before I come cover this company, let me know, guys, what are your thoughts on UOB? So I'll try to make it a bit of a interaction as well, not just about me analyzing, but let me know just by looking at the chart right now. What are your thoughts on UOB? Can we potentially see a little bit of a short-term weakness in the next few days, or is it up or down in the short term? Let me know, guys. Let me know what are your thoughts for UOB. Let me know. What do you guys think about UOB right now? Is it a bit of weakness, or is it time to buy? Is it be careful, or it could be a good bargain? You know, if you hit to certain levels, it could be a good bargain coming back again. All right, so down, weakness. You're saying a bit of weakness. UOB down, Iris down. Too expensive. All right, okay. So maybe a bit of fundamental analysis there, right? In terms of the value, fair value, and all that. Weakness. Jim, you're saying it's a weakness short term until CD report. Okay, retracing to support weakness. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, guys. Norman, going softer. All right. So I think all of you are saying a little bit of weakness. So let me just go to analyze UOB. All right. So basically for UOB, we have seen quite a good run. I mean, since like October, November, we saw the banks all starting to rally, right? To rally very, very strongly. Right here, you can see that we will actually consolidating in this area of value, about $26 to about that $28. So $28 was actually this very firm, I would say, resistance level. You can see right here in last year, June to October, you can see it was a bit of a support when we broke down, we went down, traded up, down, retested the 28, and we couldn't break above that 28 until somewhere around November. I think I did a video on that as well. All right, I did cover a video. I think clients were alerted to it as well. We did break this $28 level, all right, and that's where the upside actually started. You can see we got out of this, what I call that 5-6 months consolidation. We broke out. Of course, there were some signs of the trend turning out from the moving averages in the short term as well, right here. And started to trade up. All right, went to about 30. We broke 30, went to 31.50, and we were back to this consolidation, which was like 30. All right, let me just draw it for you. 30 to 31.50 for like about 2 months, right? 2 months, 30 to 31.50, which is like about a $1.50 range. Does it make sense, right? So that was pretty much that range. I mean, when short term, we were just like, you know, consolidating in this range from like 30 to 31.50, 150 range. And when we were doing that, it was actually holding quite well, right? Actually holding quite well. In fact, we kind of like near 30, it rebounded a little bit. But right then, you can see about 1-2 weeks back, unfortunately, there were some signs of the short term, right? The trend turning down in the short term. Just focus your attention on this green line. You can see this green line was, as we broke that like $28, this green line was like pointing up. Until somewhere like about 1 month ago, you can see this green line started to flatten out. You can see it was up and flatten out. So this is like kind of the short-term trend, right? And then the green line right now is kind of like pointing what? down. I mean, it's like pointing down. Agree? I mean, it's like, it's obviously not up, right? It's pointing down, right? So in terms of the green line pointing down, that's the 20 days moving average. Prices are below this 20 days moving average, which is like pointing down. So in the short term, I would say that it's a little bit weak in the short term because we kind of like, went below the green line pointing down. And the main thing that we're seeing weakness is because, as I mentioned, right, over the past 2 months, we were actually holding really well. In fact, I know I kind of expected some bargain hunting or buying pressure to come back near 30 and then rebound to 31.50, and then it might just consolidate again. But what happens was, over the past, like last week, we actually broke down quite a bearish candle here. We broke down that $30, right? And of course, green line pointing downtrend in short term, plus we broke down that $30 psychological level. So $30, I mean, we want to give more weight to the psychological levels. I mean, it's not like $30.20 or $30.73. I mean, it's not, it's like a whole number. It's like $30, it's like $20, $10. I mean, these are full numbers. These are what we call psychological levels. We want to give more weight to it, and the fact that we can't rebounded from it many times, but we finally could not rebound from it, and we broke down. You can see selling started to come back. So we kind of like send out a note to clients as well to be a bit more careful, because when we broke the 30 with signs of the downtrend, happening as well in the short term, that's where we can potentially see weakness, right? But I wouldn't say that, it's like, well, it's going to crash down and why you want to be careful. I mean, in the short term, we might see some weakness, but in the longer term, right? So just be careful, guys. And I say, right, in the short term, we might see weakness, but doesn't mean it's like going down like forever or what. In the longer term, it could actually be a good opportunity, right, to get in on bargains. Why? Because in the longer term, it actually looks quite okay, right? Quite okay, as long as we're to hold above the next support level. Also, where the longer term, okay, let me just remove this. Okay, you can see that the longer term moving averages are right here. So the longer term moving averages, let's just go back to the red and blue line, the 100 days and the 200 days moving average. You can see that this red and blue line, in fact, they are kind of like, okay, the blue line is like flattening out, but the red line is like pointing up. In terms of the 100 days moving average, is pointing up. So mid to long term trend is still quite okay. It's actually up right now, all right? And red has actually gone above that blue line. Look at this, right? So the red line was below it, a bit of a weakness in terms of the trend, but this red line has crossed back above the blue line. So in terms of the longer term, mid to long term trend, there are signs of it turning up, right? As long as we stay above the support, maybe 28. So 28 would be that key support level right here, that resistance turn support. But I think right now, anything near, just think of these two levels, right? Anything, I'm not too sure exactly 28 to 28.50, but 28 was a really good support. It turned resistance, we broke up, but right now it seems like near 28.50, right? 28.50. So in this range here, all right, anything in this range right over here. So I'm not too sure. I mean, you might just push down a little bit more to like 28.60, 28.30, 28.40, 28, I mean, yeah, somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around here, as we dip to this level, we find a bit of stability, a bit of a bullish reversal actions coming back. That could actually be a bargain, right, for you to ride it back up again. So because in the longer term, it's still quite okay. It's still quite okay in long term. Of course, short term, we can still see weakness, as it might dip a little bit more before some buying pressure comes back again. All right, does it make sense, guys? So this is for UOB, right? This is for UOB. I think a lot of you are asking about UOB. Yeah, so unfortunately, a bit of weakness in short term, but let's see, you can dip a little bit more, whereby we can see, some good attractive opportunity or prices dipping to those good, support levels, whereby it can be a good bargain again. All right, so that is the first stock called UOB. I hope you guys learned something so far. All right, let me know, guys. Just type yes if you have found what I've shared. That, I mean, if it makes sense, it kind of like added a bit of value to you in terms of those of you who are asking about UOB. Just type yes in the chat if that kind of like makes sense. All right. Awesome. Yes. All right, so I think we have covered for UOB as well, as it ran up in like October, November for some of my clients. For those of you who are already a client of mine in Philips Securities. So for those of you who are new, basically my name is Choy, top tier reminder trader in Philips Securities. For those of you who already are a client of mine in Philips Securities, that's where you probably get some of my ideas by WhatsApp on the daily basis. All right, and we actually covered UOB previously. It went up and then it kind of like come back down, and it was like a short-term downside targets that were drawn, right? So I'm sure you guys got that as well. If you are not yet a client of mine in Philips Securities and you are pretty much trading on your own online with a broking account, you log in, you place your orders, buy, sell online, you don't really have a broker, you have no ideas, no WhatsApp, no trading, no videos, nothing, you pretty much want to come on board as a client, all right? How many of you are clients of mine in Philip? Let me know. I mean, how many, just want to check. I mean, we did broadcast to clients as well, and of course, the public could join as well. Just type 2 in the chat for those of you who are actually a client of mine in Philip, so that I know that how many of you are clients of mine in Philip. Just want to acknowledge all of you and then say thanks to you. Let me know at which outlet. I'm based in Raffles City branch in Philip Securities, Raffles City Tower, right? So 2. Okay, we see a lot of clients right here. 2. Awesome, right? So yeah, I think all of you would have been in my WhatsApp broadcast where we share some of those ideas and updates daily. 2, it's quite a lot of clients here. Awesome. So quite a bit of clients here. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. For those of you who are not yet a client, some of you are privately messaging me, all right, how to get those ideas and all that stuff. Not to worry, guys. I will just thanks, Alice. Awesome service. Thank you so much. So let me just say again, guys, for those of you who are new and you're not yet a client of mine in Philip, you are pretty much trading alone on your own. You don't have a broker, or your broker pretty much does nothing or never send you any ideas or videos or trainings or WhatsApp, all right, then you can come on board as a client of mine. I've placed the link in the chat, in the comments, right? You can just click on it or save it, all right? Click on the link there to find out a bit more on how you can come on board as a client of mine to get some of our ideas much faster by WhatsApp. Of course, we do have some videos weekly as well, which you get a bit faster as well. All right, so that is the link, all right, for those of you who are not yet a client of mine in Philip Securities. Click on the link, all right, come on board, and that's where you get to enjoy some of those services, especially if you are not getting anything right now, all right, by trading with your broker, all right, whether it's an online broker or any other broker, all right? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So that's UOB. Let's move on to the second one, which would be like Geo Energy, right? Geo Energy. Let me just see. So that's number 2. So we covered number 1, UOB. Let's move on to number 2, right? Geo Energy. Oh, so it seems like I covered this stock previously, and there were some targets that were drawn. All right. So let's take a look at it. I think quite a lot of you are asking about Geo Energy. It was one of those really good stocks. In fact, last year in 2021, 2022, 2 years back, we kind of like covered this stock. Very, very good uptrend. All right. But somewhere around like, March, April, May last year, there were some signs of the trend turning down, unfortunately, right? You can see that we were actually consolidating right here. Okay, let me just draw it for you. You can see a bit of a support here, that 45 cents, and then we broke this support. So that was where we saw a bit of resistance. You can see up, down, and we broke this 45 cent support, and we came back down to this range right here, right? 45 to 35, right? So, we were kind of like this consolidating above 35. The trend was slightly pointing down, and we could actually rebound from 35. I mean, that's what has happened. We could actually rebound from 35, maybe go back to 45, and then sellers come back again. But what happened was, over the past 1 or 2 months, right, we broke down, right? We broke down this 35 cents level, all right? This 35 cents support level that we have been holding since January 2022. For like a year, we have been holding above, that 35 cents. But just like a few weeks back, we broke down. Of course, we broke down. This support is one thing, but of course, when we broke down, you can see that the trend is pretty much down. All right. I mean, look at the moving averages. The red line is like obviously pointing down. The blue is pointing down. The green is also pointing down. All right. And we're obviously still below that 35. So I would say that, just be a bit more careful. I probably would not want to buy, this counter right now, because it's a bit of a downtrend. We try not to buy stock, even though it's cheap. I mean, I know some of you guys like cheap stuff, right? Because it's cheap. It's like a huge discount. It's like 55 cents previously. Now it's like 30 something cents. So it's cheap, right? But we don't want to buy cheap stuff, because it can be really dangerous. I mean, now you think that 32 is cheap, but what if it goes to 25? Is it even cheaper? If you think 25 is cheap, it goes to 20 cents. Does it make sense, right? So cheap is not really good in the stock market, right? In fact, you want to be careful, and if it's not some moving down like that, that's where you want to reduce some exposure, because it might just hit lower and lower. All right, so right now we say that, as I say, trend is down. All right, anything below this 35 cents, anything below 35 cents, I would say we are in a bearish mode, right? A downtrend, not so good. Time to buy, because we are below 35. The trend is down. Anything below 35, we can potentially see weakness all the way to maybe 30 cents. A bit of a support around 30 cents, 30 to 27. Maybe a bit of support right here. Okay, let me just draw it for you. You can see that is where we got this support. It was a bit of a resistance. So somewhere around that 27 to 30 cents, yeah, we might see some support coming back. But that's about it. Right? I might just go there and touch and rebound a bit. But as long as we stay below 35 cents, unfortunately, still weak. All right, it's still weak. You know, if you can get above that, yeah, maybe you can consolidate and we get above that 35. Okay, well then great. All right, then we'll look at it again. Then maybe it might, you know, the moving averages will start to turn up. Then yeah, that's fine. But so far, unfortunately, that is not the case. Let me just remove this. We are still weak below that 35 cents. All right, so that is for Geo Energy, right? That's for Geo Energy. Okay, let's move on to stock number 3, which will be like Rex International, right? So how many of you were asking about Rex International? Let me know, guys, if you want asking about Rex International, this stock number 3, just type 3 in the chat if you will asking about Rex International. All right. All right, guys. So for those of you who have just joined us, what happens was we have done a live poll, right? We have pretty much done a live poll, and we had kind of like came out with like 9 or 10 stocks that you guys are asking about. So we covered like UOB number 2, Geo Energy. Now we are going on to stock number 3, which is like Rex International, right? So let's take a look at this right now and let's see. So I think it looks quite similar to this Geo Energy. All right, it was one of those good, you know, oil and gas energy plays in 2020, 21, 2022. But you can see that started to see a bit of weakness in terms of the trend. All right, look at this right here. The rate 900 days moving average kind of crossed down below the blue line. So a bit of a downtrend for now, All right, and yeah, it seems like we are still seeing a bit of a weakness, right? This support here at that 22 cents, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we kind of touch it about 4 times since about 6 months back, but it seems like over the past 1 week, we just couldn't hold above that 22 cents. All right, so downtrend broke that 22 cent support. It just doesn't look that good as well. Something like Geo Energy, but in this case, it's slightly slower, it's a bit more gradual. Whereas for this Geo Energy, kind of like broke and we start to see a bit of selling. But in this case, we broke, we're still kind of like hanging there, just below that support turn resistance. So let me just put this line to be green, to be red in color. Sorry, so red in color because that's now a resistance level. So downside can be from 22 all the way maybe to like 20 to 80 cents. That could potentially be the downside, especially if that 20 cents were to give way as well. We might hit back to that 18 cents, right? Why? Because look at this right here. This was pretty much back to where we were in 2021. We saw a couple of supports here as we rebounded. So that could potentially be the downside, right? Below 22 cents. So anything, same thing, anything below 22 cents for this case, that was for Geo Energy is 35 cents, but for Rex International, it's 22 cents, right? It just doesn't look that strong below 22, right? Now it's 0.21, now it's 21 cents. So yeah, it doesn't look that strong. Okay, Ken? So that's for Rex International, right? Rex International. Okay, good. So let's move on to the fourth company, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, we've covered like UOB, Geo Energy, and Rex International, right? So we're going to stock number 4, which will be IFAST. So let me just list the names of the stocks again for those of you perhaps have just joined us. We are kind of like covering the stocks that you guys have want a quick opinion on. All right. So in this session called Ask Me Any Stock in this Facebook live show, right? Yeah, we have pretty much covered the market. Now I'm going through the stock. So we have covered UOB, Geo Energy, Rex International. The fourth one, which is right now we're going to do it, will be IFAST, then SIA, then OCBC, AEM, Keppel Corp, and Genting Singapore. All right, sounds good, guys. So let's move on to the stock number 4, which will be IFAST, right? IFAST right over here, right? Right over here. Okay, good. So this is IFAST, right? So IFAST was one of those really good, move that's played out over the past like 1 month. We saw this really good recovery. So let me just cover it right here. Okay, so here, right? So that was this consolidation. So I kind of like did a video as well for IFAST. You can see that we were actually consolidating right here. Down, swing up, swing down, swing up. So that was like the consolidation in May 2022. Of course, we saw heavy selling in like, beginning of the year 2022, even end of 2021. All right, because of the tech sector selling off. IFAST is one of those fintech firms, when the US tech sector sold off, we kind of broke certain support level right here, like the $8. Of course, the trend started to turn down. So look at this, right? This was where the red line, the 100 days moving average, crossed down below that blue line. So trend kind of like turned down at the beginning of 2022. And of course, yeah, we did sold off from like 850 to 8 to 7654, all the way down until about 350. And thankfully, we found some support here as we consolidated for pretty much the end of 2022, the last quarter of 2022. Up, down, up, down. All right. And there will some good news that came in because we kind of broke above this $5. So $5 was this really good I would say, psychological resistance level. In fact, I think when we broke this $5, there were some upside targets that were drawn, all right, as it kind of like push higher, maybe to $5.50 or $6. So it kind of like headed towards our upside targets, all right, and then started to see a bit of a consolidation here for like about a month. And what happens was over the past few days, we broke down. So it was consolidating. So after 5, we went up to near like 620, and you can see that we will actually back to this sideways consolidation right here. So let me just draw it for you again for IFAST to see a bit clearly. Yeah, right over here, you can see that there was a consolidation right here from 570 to about 620, right? So that was like about a month back in December. We went up, and for like a month, we consolidated from 570 to 620. It was actually looking quite okay. I mean, it could just be a sideways movement. You can see this green line moving average was like moving up since like November, up, and then we moved sideways, right? A bit of sideways, but what happens was this 570 support did not hold, right? It did not hold over the past, like, 1 week. We broke this 570. You can see that selling pressure actually came back, right? Selling pressure, it came back. We're moving down, and we are back to 509 right now. We're back to 509. So just to give you a bit of understanding, right, of what has happened before we look at where we are right now. Okay, so now it's 509. So this $5, just to share with you, this $5, which was that psychological resistance level we broke up from, would now be what we call the support level, the next support level, whereby we can potentially see some good bargain hunting coming back, right? You can take a look at the market depth. I would say that $5 would be a psychological support. That's where there are a lot of buyers stacked there. I'm not saying that, it will definitely hold above $5. We'll sure rebound from $5. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that as it nears $5, hopefully we can see some bargain hunting coming back. All right, as it might just consolidate a little bit above $5. And what we're going to see is that we want to see some stability. So even though prices have headed to this support level, but you can see that the trend might still be down in the short term. So it's good that we can see some stability for those of you who are thinking to buy. Right, it's good to see some stability near $5. Maybe over the next 1 or 2 days or next 1 or 2 weeks, consolidates above $5. We see some good bullish reversal candles, like a hammer or some of those more bullish candles right here, then we might potentially see that rebound happening. It might just consolidate, and then we might see a bit of a rebound back up again. All right, that's what we're going to look for. If we actually sell down to a support rapidly, we don't want to just get in just because it's like 505 or what. We want to see some stability, because it could be just going down very fast towards the support, and before you know it, if you just rush to get in, we might just break the $5, and we could see the next down wave move below 5. So I mean, if you're looking, you just want to catch a quick one, like 502 or 505, because you think that you can rebound, that's fine. But have a plan, because if we do break that $5 level, right? If we do break the $5 level, then we can still see more selling in the short term. We can still hit lower, maybe to the next support, maybe like $4, $4.50, right? So that's what we can see in the short term. All right, but let's take a look at the longer term. So in the longer term, right, as I mentioned, this 100 days moving average line right here, we crossed down in like February, right? February, early of 2022. Signs of a downtrend is sold from $8 all the way to $3, $4. And you can see right now, over the past like 1 month, the longer term moving average here, the red line, I mean, the red is pointing up, blue is kind of like flattening out. But in terms of the longer term moving average, there are some signs of it slowly staging a bit of a reversal. All right, so hopefully we do hold above the $5. If we can hold above the $5 in the next few 1 or 2 weeks time, we can still hold above $5. I think this can still continue to play out in the long term. We can still see a reversal if that happens, if we can hold above that $5. So just take note of the longer term, right? Longer term actually looks quite good. If you can hold above 5, it actually can be a good bargain. But the thing is that nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. If we can also break down. So it's good to see some stability first above 5 next few weeks. All right, some good bullish reversal candles. Then yes, then I would say that the longer term trend will start to continue to play out. The reversal might start to happen again because of this longer term trend. All right, still looking good right over here. All right, red line above the blue line, and we have finally crossed back up after like a year right over here when we sold off. All right, so that will be for IFAST. Okay, let's move to stock number 5, right? So stock number 5 will be these companies. Let me move on a bit faster, right? So I'll try to keep it short. Okay, SIA. What do you guys think about SIA? Let me know, guys. What are your thoughts on SIA? For those of you who are asking about SIA? Is it like a bullish play for 2023, bearish, or what are your thoughts? Let me know on SIA, guys. Is it bullish, bearish, or should we wait for it to come back down to buy, or should we just not wait because it might be just moving up already? Okay, so I think I've covered SIA, clients related to as well for SIA. One of those really good, I would say, companies. All right, and of course in COVID, we sold off really badly. They did a rights issue, but since last year, all right, I would say since like 1-2 years back, we were actually seeing some really good stability. All right, but we were kept below this really firm resistance. So I think all of you are saying, at least you're saying it's uptrend. IRE is bullish. I think bullish as well. Ray bullish. A bad underperforming loan. All right. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing, Ray. Ray bullish as well. Bullish. Mason bullish. Thank you so much, guys. All right. So I think most of you are saying it's a bit bullish. Yeah. So let me just continue. What happens was, over the past 1-2 years, we have seen some stability. In fact, I've drawn this line. I did my analysis, I think, previously as well. I've drawn this line right here. That's what we call an upward sloping channel support line. As it consolidated, you could see that we were actually holding above this good support level since 2021, right? Forming what we call higher lows. That means, as it moves down, it didn't really go back down to the previous low. It just went down a little bit, and then buyers came back and push it back up. So that's a sign of strength. That's a sign of it consolidating slowly in an upwards direction, and there were some signs of the trend turning up. So right here, another one whereby rebounded. All right, so there's this upward sloping channel support. And in terms of the moving averages, so this was in 2020. Look at this, was just really bad. All right, we went from like $7-8. Right here, we broke down, we sold all the way down. And that was like, end of 2020. All right, and that's where it talks about vesting and all that. We saw this reversal kind of happen, right? So it kind of like traded up, and we saw some selling as well. But there were some signs of the trend turning up already, right? All the way in early 2021, right? It was just very gradual, very gradual. The moving averages all starting to point up, all right? But let me share with you this very key resistance level, right, that I talk about as well. And that would be the 560, right? 560 level. Look at this right here. I mentioned about this 560 many times, right? Look at this. We touch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? We just like over the past 1-2 years, we touched many times, about 5 or 6 times, or we neared it, and then selling came back and we pushed down again. All right, for 6 times. But what happens was, over the past week, we managed to finally, all right, get past that 560 resistance level right around here. So let me just remove this right here, right? So quite a bullish move, in fact, right? We kind of like close above the 560. The next day, pop, it just went all the way up to like 580. And in fact, we had some upside targets that were drawn. I think clients of mine in Philip were alerted to it as well. All right, there were some upside targets that were drawn, all right, all the way to like 580, and then to like that $6 level, right? So that was pretty much the upside target. So let me show you what I meant. Okay, never mind. So basically, we had this note that was sent out to clients on my Philip Securities, whereby there was upside targets that were drawn. I think some of you would have received it as well. Let me know, guys. Type yes if you're one of those who have received those note on SIA, whereby we covered it. All right, and there was a kind of like upside targets that were drawn to about $6 and 580. Right, so you can't hit our target, and I mentioned that near $6. That was where some profit taking can actually come back, because like more than 5-6% in like a few days. That's quite a lot for SIA, right? So I would say that this price right now about 5.82, right? 5.82 would be like a new kind of a price level whereby we are at a higher consolidation phase. So this 560, as I say, 560 was this resistance. So in fact, if you ask me like a few weeks back, it was actually like that, right? It was like a red line. It was a red line, what we call a very firm resistance level. Red line, right? That's a resistance, but we broke it, as I say, we broke it right here. So now this resistance would become what we call a support line, right? So anything above 560, I would say that SIA is in a pretty good move uptrend, all right? Very good uptrend for 2023. And it could just be the start of a more I would say, aggressive reversal, all right? Because as I said, for the past 1-2 years, we were just kept below the 560. We touched about 6-7 times. We couldn't get past it. But right now, just by getting above that 560 level, especially with the signs, especially with signs of the trend turning up, that is a sign of strength. That's a sign that SIA for 2023 it could be looking at some really good positive or upwards momentum, right? Anything above 560. In fact, not even 560. It seems like the past 1 week, 580, right? So I've drawn this line right here. So that would be like the next support level. You can see right here. In fact, 580 would be like a little bit of a support. It seems like it didn't really go down to 560. Anything near 580, people are starting to buy already. All right. And yeah, so it might just consolidate, right? It might just consolidate here from 560 to $6. So let me just draw it for you. It might just maybe even from 580, or it might just go down. But that is pretty much the range as we attempt to consolidate and then push even higher if that $6 give way. So after $6, right, the psychological level, then we might push to maybe 640, 650. That could become like the next upside. So SIA looks quite good. It's one of those stocks that we like as well. One of those stocks that we covered in terms of more upside in 2023. I think this is one of those stocks that you can definitely want to put in your watch list as well for 2023. All right, so that would be for SIA. Okay, good. So let's move to stock number 6. So let me know, guys. Just type value if whatever I'm talking so far. You kind of found some value and you're following me so far in whatever I'm saying. Just type value in the chat so that I know that all of you are still here. So we have like more than 200 of you on board from like YouTube and from Facebook as well. Awesome. Type value in the chat. Awesome. Okay, and of course, guys, give me a like, hit the heart-shaped button or the like and share button as well. All right, give me some love here. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, hit the like and share button. That would be really helpful. Thanks, Doris. Okay. Yeah, hit the like and share button, guys, before I move on to the next stock, which should be like OCBC, right? OCBC. Awesome. Value. Janet, value. Thank you. Ray, value. Doris, value. Danielle, Lynette, Susila, value. Good to see you here, Susila. Anthony, value. Awesome. Good. So I'm glad that all of you guys have managed to take away something. All right, here. All right. So we have pretty much just covered 5 stocks. Let's move on to stock number 6. Value. Sarah, hi. Value. Flora, value. Awesome. Let's move on here. Okay, let's move on to stock number 6, which would be what we call OCBC, right? OCBC. So for those of you who have missed like any part, guys, we have covered 5 stocks already: UOB, Geo Energy, Rex International, IFAST, SIA, and now we're looking at OCBC, right? So very quickly, this is OCBC. Let's dive right into it. So OCBC trading about 12.59. So let me just go to analyze it very quickly for you, right? So you can see that over the past like 1-2 months since November, we were actually seeing this consolidation here from about $12.20. So a bit of consolidation from $12.20 to like $12.60, $12.50. That was a bit of upside. All right. And definitely there were some signs of the trend turning up. So I did a video on the banks as well. I talked about this resistance at $12.50, $12.60, whereby we kind of like touch it many times. Look at this right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we touched and came back down. All right. So that was this like $12.50, $12.60 resistance that we just couldn't get past. I said something like SIA over the past 1 year. All right. But what happened was over the past week, right? One week plus, we managed to get above that $12.50 or $12.60 level. So let me just zoom it in for you. Right here, you can see that we managed to break above that 12. Okay, so $12.60 was just to give a bit of leeway, but if you just shift it back to $12.50, it's a bit of a psychological level. And the fact that the past 2 weeks, we are actually seeing some bargain hunting near $12.50 as well. All right, so it's like $12.59. We're still above $12.50. So I think for OCBC, all right, there are some signs of the trend turning up as well. All right, and I think it's looking quite good as long as we can stay above this new $12.50 support level that we have rebounded a few times over the past 1 week. I think it still looks quite good. We may consolidate from $12.50 to $12.80. So some slight resistance, a bit of selling near $12.80 for now. But after $12.80, then it's all the way back up. It's pretty much free to like $13 to $13.50, right? Why? 1350 because 1350 was pretty much back to where we were just last year after the sell down. So right now the range is 30 cents, 12.50 to about $12.80. So in terms of the moving average, so that is the support level. But let's take like the trend, right? Same thing. We look at the trend again. You can see that in terms of the moving averages, the rate is above the blue line. So mid to long term trend is actually looking quite good. In fact, it's not just like today or last week, just like 1 or 2 months back, there were already some signs of the trend turning up in November because this red line, the 100 days moving average, have finally crossed back above the blue line. Both of them are obviously still pointing up as prices consolidate and even eventually push higher. All right, so yeah, longer term moving averages is looking quite good, especially above 12.50. And of course, short term wise, you can see the green line, it is still pointing up with prices above it. Right, so with prices hanging above 12.50, I think this green line was still pointing up. And hopefully we just we break that the 1280, we break that. I think that's where more upside momentum can come quite fast, leading the reversal into 2023 as well. All right, so that will be OCBC. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Will be number 7, AEM, right? Stock number 7, AEM. Okay, so let's take a look at AEM. So AEM is one of those tech stocks, right? One of those heavyweight tech stocks like UMS and Franken as well. So we did see weakness in 2023. Okay, same thing like the US. Of course, the US sort of even more, right? The US tech sector, like the Nasdaq and all that. We have like companies like Meta platform, Facebook, Netflix, just selling off, even Amazon and all that, right? Really selling off. And the Singapore tech sector was not bad as well. We kind of like sold off as well. And, there are still some signs of weakness, unfortunately. But for AEM, I would say one of the better ones. We are still holding quite well, even though we came off a little bit, but we have found some good support as well. So what would be the support level? I think this level is that $3 level. You can see over the past like 2-3 months, somewhere October, November, we see a couple of rebounds from here, went all the way up to 340, right? So this, sorry, not 340, $4, right? $4. So I talked about this $4, $3.90 before. You can take a look at my previous Facebook Live. I think I did a Facebook Live. People were asking about this company, and at a point in time in October, you can see that this $3.90 to $4 was a really good, support level. Look at this, right? So rebounded. And when we broke down here, when we broke down this $3.90 to $4, I mentioned to be really careful because signs of a downtrend plus you break down a support that's been holding for a year, that's where you want to be careful. And yeah, a few days later, it just sold off all the way. I mean, I didn't expect it to sell down so fast. I just thought it might just come down slowly, but it just sold off really fast, all right, because we broke this support, went down to like $3, and thankfully we saw some good support come back. So it started to rebound back up, but as it rebound back up, you can see that this support turned to a resistance level right here. So we neared it, and then we are coming back down again. So I think for this AEM, just take note, we might be seeing a bit of weakness too. You can see right now, all the moving averages, the red, the green, and the blue line, they are all kind of like pointing down. Agree? Right? They're all pointing down. So mid to long-term trend, there are still no signs of it reversing yet. I mean, we have covered a few companies whereby like SIA, they were like both moving up. It's fine, all right. But in this case, it's pointing down, right? I mean, we don't lie to ourselves. It's like pointing down, right? It's like a bit of a downtrend. It's not pointing up, it's down, all right? So mid to long-term trend, it is still a bit of a downtrend, all right? And of course, for the short term as well, the 20 days moving average, you can see this green line is obviously still pointing down as well, all right? It's obviously still pointing down right over here. You can see green line pointing out prices below it. So we might kind of like trade a little bit lower, all right? Might trade lower, all right? And then hopefully we might hit towards the $3 again. And, $3 might see some good, bullish reversal candle. It might stage a rebound from it again. But just be careful. As I say, if we break the $3, we can also see more selling, all right? And that's where if we break $3, the trend is down, not so good. We might hit even lower. So just have a plan. If you're those who like to accumulate or buy on dips, like buy cheap, nothing wrong. I mean, because you can buy at 301 or 310, and then you get rebound to 360 or $4 you get out. But the point here is that what if it doesn't hold? What if the $3 support don't hold? Yes, held one time, agree, but doesn't mean it held one time means you'll hold the next time. All right. So just have a plan in case the support breaks down. That's where you want to plan to get out as well. Because if it breaks 3, then not so good. All right. So $3 will be the next support level. We might see hopefully some bargain hunting again. All right. Okay, so that's for AEM. All right. Let's move on to stock number stock number 8, we should be what we call Keppel Corp, right? Keppel Corp. So guys, just to do a quick summary of what we have covered so far, in case any of you have just joined us, right? We have covered a total of like 7 stocks so far. So you have missed any part, or you just join us halfway, you don't know what was covered. Basically, guys, what happens is we are doing this Facebook live session called Ask Me Any Stocks. We talk about the markets just now, the STI, the Dow Jones. I did a quick overview of the market, some of the factors that happened last year and what we can look for into 2023. All right, and then we talk about the stocks that you guys are asking about. So we covered like UOB, Geo Energy, Rex International, number 4, IFAST, number 5, SIA, OCBC, and we just talked about AEM. Now we are going on to Keppel Corp, right? Keppel Corp right here. And then after Keppel Corp, we go to Genting Singapore. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so this is Keppel Corp. What do you guys think about Keppel Corp? I mean, the fact that we have covered quite a few analyses, I think you guys maybe, what are your thoughts on Keppel Corp, guys? Is it more of an uptrend or a bit of a downtrend or sideways? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments below in the chat. What are your thoughts on Keppel Corp? Uptrend, downtrend, or sideways trend? Let me know. Let me know. Just by looking at this thing. Nothing complicated, guys. Let me know. Wow, okay, so it seems like a lot of you are all experts already, all right? It seems like you guys know what's happening. Okay, very good. So I'm glad that you guys are like paying attention, all right? So very good, very good. So let's take a look right now. Uptrend for now. Team, you're saying it's uptrend. Up, Chai up, Doris up. Awesome. Anthony, uptrend. So it's up. Awesome, cool. Hi, Danielle up, Chen Jiang up, Ellen up. So many of you think it's up. Glad that none of you are saying it's downtrend. Obviously, it's a bit of an uptrend, right? So let me just go to analyze it, seeing all of you are getting it right. I've drawn, I think previously as well, this upward sloping channel support line, all right, as we found since early last year, a bit of a low and higher lows, right? So 1, 2, all right, now we are nearing, it seems like we are a bit of a rebounding from it, but that is what we can draw from the upward sloping channel support line. But let me just remove this right now and take a look at the moving averages. So the red and the blue line, you can see that obviously red and blue, they are both pointing up, not just like recently, I mean, since last year, in fact, we have been pointing up already, right over here. You know, there were some signs of the uptrend in early 2022, all right? Of course, with this whole Russian-Ukraine war, oil prices pushing up, we're seeing strength in like Keppel Corp, Sembcorp Marine and all that as well. All right, so these are oil and gas plays. So since last year, beginning of the year, February, we started to see strength, uptrend since then, you know, kind of like consolidated, push up, consolidate, push up, and then a bit of short-term weakness as well. But overall, it is still in what we call a bit of an uptrend in the longer term. All right, but what of the short term? So short-term wise, I mean, doesn't mean up means you go up every single day, right? I mean, you can still go up and then come back down, up, down, down. But generally, in the next, like, 1-2 years kind of outlook, a bit of a longer-term trend outlook is still up. But short-term, it's the fact that we did see some selling coming back as we approach certain levels. And that level will be like the $8, all right? In fact, the 780, right? 780 level right here. That's where we saw some selling. All right. And we come like near it, came back down. Okay, let me just shift it down. I think maybe about even maybe 760, 780, since that is where we saw a couple of nearing here. 1 time, 2 time. We came back off. All right. And in fact, I've drawn this line right here. Look at this right here. That would be the $7, right? $7 would be a critical psychological support. So $7, first of all, is a psychological support, right? And the next thing is that you can see that this $7, it was originally that resistance level, right? So a bit of resistance we touched, we went up, came back down. You can see when we broke down, we traded down. When we broke 7 again, it went all the way up. And I thought that it might just come back down a little bit more somewhere around here. You might see a bit of a rebound back up again. But it seems like we are kind of like rejecting already. We are, and of course, this $7, so that's the first thing, is like support, turn resistance. Now it's back to support. And also, it's also where the blue line is, the 200 days moving average line is. Look at this right here. This is the blue line, the 200 days moving average. And just look to the left, to the left, to the left. Look at this right here. I mean, when it kind of headed to the blue line, let me just remove this. Right here in what, October, we actually neared that 200 days moving average line, and we rebounded from it. We rejected it. So we kind of expect to like hit down a little bit to that near 7, which is like a psychological support plus where the 200 days moving average line is, and then we might see a bit of a rebound. So $7 is, I would say, a pretty good support, right? We might hopefully see some good bargain hunting and some reversal actions right there. All right, if you can get in near there, it'd be great. All the way back up to maybe around that 7, 760, all right, 760, 780. I think that's where potentially we might see some selling or some profit taking, right? So that is for Keppel Corp. I think one of those good longer term uptrending companies, right? In the short term, we did see some weakness a little bit, but I think on dips, that's where you can think about getting in. In fact, I think today, right? Okay, let me just look at it. Today, we saw a pretty good move, right? Look at this right here. So this green line, all right, this green line was like up and it's stopping down, down, down. And today, what happens was we did see quite a good move as it closed above that 730, right? So 730, maybe a bit of a resistance here, but we did close back above this green line. So that could be a sign of strength, right? That could be a sign of strength. You see, we managed to close back above this 20 days moving average line, which was pointing down. You can see prices all the while below it until today. Prices have gone above that green line, the 20 days moving average. So that is a sign of short-term strength. I mean, I expected it to hit a little bit lower and then this happened, but it seems like it already happened. All right. So it seems like we can potentially see some reversal action coming back in next few days. Maybe if we do stay above that 730 or 735, potentially we might start to see that move up already, all right, as it goes back up to that 760 level, all right. So this is Keppel Corp. I think looks quite good, right? Looks quite good in the short term. We did see some weakness, but it seems like we are seeing some reversal actions coming back already, okay. And that will be for Keppel Corp, all right, Keppel Corp. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which will be Genting, right? Genting, Singapore, right? Genting, Singapore. Okay, good. So let's take a look at Genting Singapore. Okay, Genting Singapore. So what do you guys think about Genting Singapore? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Genting Singapore? Is it time to buy, to sell, or to hold? Buy, sell, hold. Let me know guys in the comments below. So we have like more than 200 of you on board, right? Thank you so much guys for still being here. So we have gone on for like about an hour, but I'll try to keep it short, maybe the next 5 or 10 minutes more. All right. Help me to like and share, guys. Help me to like and share, all right, so that we can help to reach out to more people. Thank you so much as well. So let's take a look at your comments again, right? Your messages. Okay, a bit of a correction here. Let's see. Iris is saying buy, Ellen buy, sell, Anthony sell as well. April buy, accumulate, Danielle, thank you. Okay, so let me just go ahead. So I would say that Genting Singapore is one of those stocks that we have covered. I think I shared with some of my clients as well in Philip. In fact, this 85 cents, not like recently, in fact, in November last year, I talk about this level, right? This 85 cents level, we will pretty much consolidating from 70 to 85 cents from like 2021 to October 2022. Below that 85 cents, right? Of course, we're just moving up and down, right? I don't know what it's doing, but it's just moving up and down, a bit of sideways movement. But somewhere around here in November, we broke this 85 cents level. And when we broke that 85 cents level, same thing, right? Breaking it is one thing. Breaking it with the trend turning up is another thing. If both happens together, best, all right? It is harder to go wrong, all right? So we broke the 85 cents level, trend pointing up, and started to push up. So when we book this 85 cents level, or 85 cents level, there were actually some upside targets that were drawn to like maybe about 90 to $1 first. So we hit our targets at about 95 cents right here. Why 95? Because 95 was this resistance level, since like 2020 to 2021. You can see we kind of like touch came down, couple of touches. So 95 cents was the really key level whereby you could take some profit if you got the rode the upside like more than 10-11% gain. You could just get out, take some money, it's fine, all right, or protect your profits, right? But the point is that we managed to push even higher. We broke that 95 cents level, all right, and targets was kind of like raised higher to maybe about like 105 to 110, right? 105 to 110, right? So we kind of like pushed up from like 95, 96, and then went up to like 102, and we saw a little bit of a profit taking coming back. So let's take a look where we are right now that we have know all the key levels. So what happens is, when we do analysis of chart, we don't just like, zoom in like that. Like just zoom in here and then you say whether you should buy and sell. I think if you ask me like that, to be honest, I can't tell you. I don't know, all right? I don't know, because it's just too near to tell anything. All right, so just to give you a bit of idea of how we do it. So you look at the big picture, all right, kind of zoom out, look at the big picture, all right, a bit of understanding of what's happened, and then with what has happened over the past, not too far, not like 5 or 10 years ago, like over the past like 1 year is good enough, all right? With that, then you can see the trend, and then you can understand better where we are right now in relation to what has happened over the past 1-2 years. Does it make sense? Right, rather than just zooming in right now. Okay, so right now you can see that this support, all right, this 95 cents. So I mentioned 85. 85 is a bit too far down. I mean, I wouldn't expect for Genting. I mean, this is where the very strong support is. All right. So 85 cents would be the very key support level. All right. But the next higher one would be this 95 cents that I mentioned. Initially targets were drawn to 95. All right. And we could actually hit back to where we are right now, about 95 cents. So now it's like 975. You see, we were actually consolidating a bit higher, take a bit of profit taking, came back down. So we might be, kind of like seeing a bit of weakness, maybe all the way to 95. So take note of this support level, 95 cents. I think that is a key level for now. We hit to 95. This green line, the 20 days moving average, will still be there, maybe flattening out a little bit, right? But as long as we stay above that 95, 90, 95, 96, somewhere around there, we see some good reversal candle happening that could lead the upside back up, in the short term. That could lead the upside back in the short term all the way back to maybe about $1, $102, and then hopefully we get past that $102, $1 level. Then we'll be next phase maybe to that 110 level. Right. So I think Genting Sing is one of those tourism travel plays, right? Like a bit of SIA. I mean, now with like Chinese, the Chinese government come like opening up the whole entire China, traveling in China. People can travel all around the world. You can imagine that there's a lot of potential as people start, flooding Singapore. The Chinese start flooding Singapore and the rest of the world as well. We get to see like Genting Singapore, Resort World, Sentosa business booming as well. All right, and that could be a huge catalyst, right, for 2023. All right, so that could be a good move as well. Right, so we might be seeing a bit of weakness. Let's just see in the next few weeks, next few days, maybe next week as well, if 95 cents can hold. All right, and if it does, that could be a good thing. So let's see some stability first. So if you see some stability, then that's where you can think about getting in again to write that reversal. All right, if not, if 95 cents break down, then of course not so good. If we do break 95, then we might see a bit of weakness in the short term, maybe towards that 90 to 85 cents again as we retrace back down to the longer term moving averages. But so far, I think it looks quite good in terms of the longer term trend. All right, it looks quite good in the longer term trend right here. Both pointing up, obviously, but in the short term, because the fact that we have already pushed up from here by more than 20%, it is normal to also see some profit taking in the short term as we pull back to certain good support and see some bargain hunting. That would be healthy rather than just going up every single day. All right, so that is for Genting Singapore. Okay, good. So guys, I think I pretty much covered most of the stocks already. So let me just go ahead to share with you guys again all the stocks that we've covered before I share with you guys one stock that I like as well as promised. For those of you who stay all the way to the end, I'm going to share with you one stock that I like that you could put in your watch list as well, right? So these are the 9 stocks that were covered: UOB, Geo Energy, Rex International, IFAST, SIA, OCBC, AEM, Keppel Corp, and Genting Singapore right here, right? Genting Singapore. So let me just delete this, right? So let me know, guys, how many of you want me to share with you one stock that you can put in your watch list for potentially more upside in the coming weeks as well? Let me know. Just type yes and hit the heart-shaped button or the like button if you want me to share with you that one bonus stock. Let me know. Type yes and hit the like and share button. All right, Iris, yes. Danielle, yes. Kaiping, yes. Awesome. So guys, just to share with you, I mean, for those of you who have just joined us, I mean, many of those stocks that we talk about, like Genting, SIA, as I say, many of my clients, they are clients of mine in Philips Securities, where I'm a broker. All right, they do get added to this exclusive WhatsApp broadcast, whereby we do share some of those ideas by WhatsApp daily. All right, and if you're some of those who are not yet a client of mine, and you are kind of like, you just scroll down your Facebook or YouTube feed and you saw this Facebook Live and you're trading pretty much on your own, you don't have any broker, you have no ideas, your broker don't really send you any videos or ideas or trading or WhatsApp or whatever, and you just do it online as you log in, make sure you check it out, right? Come on board as a client of mine to get some of those ideas much faster. At least you get some support as well, and you don't pay anything more. It's pretty much the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading. Does it make sense? All right. But you get more services. All right. So I hope that helps. All right. So just click on the link. I just shared the link again. All right. I've shared the link in the chat. You can check it out. Okay. So good. So I think a lot of you are saying yes. Reese, yes. Thomas, yes. You want me to share with that bonus stock? Dave, yes. Okay. So what is that bonus stock I share with you? Thanks for staying all the way to the end. So I want to keep my promise and share with you this stock, which I think that there could potentially be a bit more upside in the next 1 or 2 weeks. So far, it seems like the support is holding quite well. So let me just quickly share with you. All right. So I'm not asking you to buy it like immediately or what. You can do your own due diligence and do your own homework as well. But I think so far we can potentially see some strength in this company. So this company is none other than this stock called Samudera Shipping. So let me just share with you this company right here, Samudera Shipping. Okay, right over here. So I've like kind of covered this stock as well over the past few months. It's one of those, I would say, uptrending stock. In fact, we can actually draw an upwards. Let me just draw it for you. I think we can draw an upward sloping right here, upward sloping channel support line right here. Let me just remove these. You can see right over here, pretty strong uptrend, upward sloping channel support line connecting the lows, right, forming higher lows since like the beginning of 2022, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We touched it, we rebounded up, right? So very gentle uptrend. Of course, the moving averages in the longer term all looks pretty good as well, right? You can see the red and blue line, they're both pointing up slightly. Red still above the blue, right? It looks quite good, right? So we did see some selling, right? We did see some selling, below the $1. We sold all, rebounded to 1, and we kind of like traded lower to this support and rebounded as we pushed back above that 90, like 94 to 95 cents resistance level right here over the past 1-2 weeks. All right, and over the past few days, we managed to kind of like trade higher, and we broke this $1 psychological level as well. So it looks quite good. I would say it looks quite good in the short term. Anything above that $1. So we are seeing a bit of resistance about 105, but I think anything above that $1, all right, we could potentially see a bit of upside all the way to maybe about that 110. All right, 110. Look at this right here. 110 would be this resistance level that is like the 2 times we touched, we came off in August. All right, that would be the 110 resistance to about 110 first. I think 119, 108, 110, all right, somewhere around there. Some selling might come back, but as we hold above $1, it seems like buyers are starting to come back again. So anything above $1, it looks quite good. And of course, if we do break this like 110, all right, with the trend, especially all these trend indicators, moving average, all pointing up. So you can see this green line, the 20 days moving average, guys, is the green line, right? It's kind of like pointing up right now, it's still pointing up right now. Of course, the red and blue are the longer term. The green line is the short term. So the green line is pointing up. So we're looking at more of the short term. Of course, longer term is fine, but we're looking a bit more of a short term. So it looks quite good in the short term as well, above that $1 level. All right. So as I say, we break the 110, targets can be revised all the way higher to maybe about that 125, right? Why 125? Because that was pretty much the high we've seen in August. Sorry, we came back down. That could be the next upside, another 10 to 12% upside. All right, so that is for Samudera Shipping, one of those shipping company, right, that has seen a really strong, gradual, longer-term uptrend since 2022 beginning. All right, push up, down, but overall still quite okay. It seems like right now we are making our way back up again. All right, so that would be for Samudera Shipping. And in fact, this company, let me just share with you this company. In fact, this company has came out on my system as well. So for those of you who want to know more about this system that I have called 1GT, One Good Trend, you can attend one of those web class that we're running. We kind of like putting on hold. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 months, we'll let you know for those of you who have not attended yet, or if you want to find a bit more on the strategy, behind the framework on how to use this system to guide us. We do have a system to guide us. All right, so you can see that since like last year, we got this really good move. So this is Samudera Shipping. We got a few bullish and even bearish signals that came out for Samudera Shipping. Since like last year, we got this really good bullish signal. It went up from like 70 cents to $1 and then we got some bearish signal coming back, so all the way down, and then started to push up again. But let me just zoom into perhaps where we are recently. So yeah, another bearish signal somewhere in December as we sold off. You can see you've got this bearish signal. You sold off from like 90 cents all the way to 80 cents, and then this new bullish signal came out again as we started to make our way back up, right? And of course, this recent bullish signal, there are no exits yet. So as I say, if we break that maybe 105, temporary resistance, we might hit to 110. If 110 gives way as well, we might hit higher, and we'll see when the exit signals actually comes out, based on this most recent bullish signal that happened on the 5th of January. All right, so looks quite good on the 1GT system. So as I say, in this Facebook live show, guys, I'm not here to share with you like the strategy and the whole entire outlook. I don't have time to do that. It's pretty much just to go direct into the stocks that you guys are asking about and just surely give you guys a quick opinion. But if you want to find out a little bit more on the entire strategy, how to pick stocks like this, the whole entire One Good Trend strategy, how we have a system to guide us on entry and exit, you can attend one of those free webinars or web class that will be ready in the next 1 to 2 months. We'll let you know. Make sure you're on my email list as well. All right. Okay. So that would be for Samudra Shipping, right? So yes, guys, I think I've pretty much covered all the stocks already, and pretty much we have come to the end. So we have gone off like about an hour and a half already. All right. So I think pretty much my time is done for the day. So I hope you guys have found value so far. All right. And you have taken note of these stocks that I just shared. If you called Samudra Shipping. All right. And I appreciate your time right over here. So thank you guys. If you guys are still here, all right, just type value, right? Just type value if you have found value in all the stocks that I shared, and in this last stock that I shared, if you just type value in the chat. Value, Sarah, value. Awesome. So I'm so happy, guys, that you guys found value in what I've shared. So that's the main objective of this Facebook live show. Happy New Year. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Oh yeah, so 祝大家恭喜发财，万事如意，身体健康。All right, and yeah, I think I'm not very good at all this, but 心想事成，兔年行大运。Okay, yeah, thank you so much. So I hope you guys have a good Chinese New Year, have a good time with your loved ones and your friends. Thank you so much. You see a lot of value. Thank you, Sarah. Hi, value. Awesome. So 恭喜发财 and all the best. Happy New Year. And yeah, have a good one. We'll probably see you in the next live one again. All right. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. All right, so that you will be notified whenever we go live in the future. All right. So hit the like and share buttons so that you will be notified. And I think there should be a notification bell as well. All right. Click on that so that go to the there should be a notification bell. I'm not wrong, right here. Click on that so that when we go live, you will be alerted as well. So Joey here signing off. 恭喜发财, Happy New Year. I'll see you in the next Facebook live session. Thank you so much for staying all the way to here. I really appreciate your time and I acknowledge all of you here. All right. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you. Bye.